And just it was something that I told everybody at the very beginning of the week. I will not tolerate players that think it's about them when it's about the team. And we cannot make decisions that cost the team and then come off the sideline and it's nonchalant. No. You know what? This is how I believe, okay? I'm from the old school. I believe this. I would rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team. It is more about them than it is about the team. I cannot play with them, cannot win with them, cannot coach with them, can't do it. I want winners. I want people that want to win.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Once again, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh. I want to send double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to Yahweh. I'm out there pushing the word. In sincerity and truth. This is the brother Ariala. And on this lesson, I want to talk about, look, man, if you are being inconsiderate, being selfish, that's going off too, man. A lot of guys, as we come up through this thing, Jake like to slip through the cracks, man. Jake like to slip through the cracks, but your behavior amongst the brotherhood is a commandment, and it's a part of the ministry, and it's something to be looked at, man. We all suffer from this because the world teaches us basically to be selfish jerks. And so we all putting off that carnal, selfish nature, And if you catch yourself always being admonished for being inconsiderate or unthoughtful or somewhat selfish, you need to be mindful of that, man. Because you can be technically, I do my videos, man. I don't break any. I'm not breaking any laws. I don't mess with nobody. I do my own thing, and you can still not be in the spirit. You can still be going off, man. How you treat the Akim and your mindfulness towards this body matters, man. Okay, it matters. I'm gonna pull this real quick. This is Matthew the 22nd chapter, and the 37th verse. It says, Yahweh shall say unto them, Thou shalt love the Lord thy power with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it. See, the second is like unto it. All right, meaning you loving the Lord, your power, you loving Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, with all your heart and soul plays out in the second one too. It's like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. Okay, so your conduct amongst the brotherhood and how you look and treat brothers, man, matters greatly. Versus wearing your fringes, versus all these technicalities that we have, in Moses' law, and the other commandments and things that we do as a body, like going out in the highways and byways, videos. If you always getting caught up being an asshole to people or just being unmindful, man, it's a problem. It's an indicator of where your spirit's at, okay? And the Most High is watching that. And that's why you have the examples in the scriptures of people being selfish, like Ananias and Sapphira, when they kept that money back. It wasn't because of the money. It was because of the lack of love that they had towards their neighbors. It was deemed as hateful, and it was punishable unto death, man. Peter had put him to death. Now, when you read this in Colossians, this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 14. It says, let's start up. Verse 12, it says, Put on therefore as the elect of the Most High, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering, forbearing one another, and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also ye do. You can't be holding grudges and hating and everything like that, man. You get admonished, you move on, you get better, but getting better is active, has to be seen. Salaki about that, Aki. I'm continuing on, man. I'm going to start back up. Verse 13, it says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also do ye. And above all these things, put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. All right, and you go into that word charity, which brothers have over and over and over again. You get that word agape, which is talking about affection, goodwill, love, benevolence. It's not talking about, giving somebody some money. You know what I mean? It's talking about how we deal with one another, man. How we look towards one another, having that love for your neighbor as yourself, man. You know what I mean? It's going into thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. That's that agape love. That's that charity that Akim should have amongst one another, man. But if you got that mindset of not communicating, brothers can't basically count on you. You on your own mission. You ain't never willing to put yourself out there to be inconvenienced or be annoyed or making sure everything's all right. That's a problem, man. Before you do something, it should be in your mind. How is this going to affect the brotherhood? Before you do something, it should be in your mind. Okay, what is the brothers need, man? You got guys that'll just do stuff that'll just bounce. I mean, they be brothers be like, hey, where this brother at? We don't know. We call the brother. Oh shoot, brother be in a whole other state. You be like, well, why aren't you report in, man? We were looking, we were looking to do this, we were looking to do that. Oh, I didn't know. You would have known if you would have called in, if you would have communicated. We would have known that if you was putting your mindset towards the ministry and the brotherhood before yourself. Okay? We got to put off that whole ass nigga mentality, man. And a lot of times that creeps in and we don't even know we're doing it. Why? Because we in this flesh, man. So you got to constantly practice on putting off that nature. We all suffer that. I suffer from being selfish, man. From wanting to do what I want to do. But you got to fight that demon, man. You got to fight that demon, bro. Verse 15 says, and let the peace of the Most High rule in your hearts, to the which ye also are called in one body, and be ye thankful. Okay? Be thankful, man. And once you just accept it, and once you just begin to be obedient to that spirit, it bothers you less. It bothers you less. When you first putting on that charitable spirit, you're annoyed. You're annoyed at giving up your time or forsaking your comfort. Brothers want to get together, but you live somewhere else, and oh man, I'm gonna be tired. I don't want to be tired. I don't want to drive. I don't want to drive that far. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that mentality, man. You gotta have a mentality of charitability, man. You gotta have a mindset of loving your neighbor as yourself, man. You gotta put the body and what the Most High has put together ahead of yourself, man. Okay? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 1. It says, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and I have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I can remove mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. So you could be bringing out videos, man. Technically, you know what I mean. You got badass sit downs, man. The production's dope. You go on highways and byways. You lighten it up, man. You doing lessons on the road. But if you don't have charity, if you don't have that love, if you're not accountable amongst the body, if the spirit amongst the brotherhood can't trust you, you ain't nothing. Like I always say, man, you with the mindset of a lot of guys is you got the 143,999, and then yo special ass. You different. You on the outside. No, man. No. In this verse 3, it shows you that charity ain't got nothing to do with feeding the poor. It says, and though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. And charity is talking about that love, man. That connectedness, and that's a spiritual thing, man. That's something that you can't write down on a piece of paper. That's not something that you can go buy in a store. You know, that's something that's within us, man, that we have to nourish through the Holy Spirit. Only the Holy Spirit can bring that out, man. And that takes obedience. It says, charity suffereth long and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up. Okay? Doth not behave itself unseemingly. Seeketh not her own. Is not easily provoked. Thinketh no evil. Okay? So it's that consistent way that we establish amongst each other, man. Being considerate, being mindful, man. All right? That goes a long way, man. I'd rather have a brother that has charity around me than a brother that know all the breakdowns, but I can't trust his character, man. His intentions, you can't trust that he's just gonna do something for himself. That's like getting shot by friendly fire. You know? It says, charity rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoiceth in the truth. Beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, endureth all things. Charity never faileth. But whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be done away. So that the fullness of the times is going to come. But what should be consistent amongst all of that is the charity and the love and the consideration that we have amongst this brotherhood. And I know, because we in this flesh, man, when this world makes you think being charitable means you being simple, or you being naive, or you being foolish. No, that ain't got nothing to do with that, man. All things are going to be graded out by the Spirit, man. Brother, if there's a nigga amongst us that's getting over on the charitableness of the Akyam, it's going to be exposed, and that dude is going to get rooted out, man. But when it comes to giving up your time, energy, money, you know what I mean, all those things to make sure brothers are okay, to make sure that this ministry is doing what it's got to do, you have to submit to that, man, if you're really down for this thing. Okay? And I hope what I'm saying is making sense, man. All right? You got to, in the camp, man, that'll be something that God slip through the cracks, because, it's just like, well, these technical things that we look for, he's doing, but he lacks charity. And it pops up, and he's like frustrated, but you don't know how to pinpoint or bring it out. And really, that's what it is. It's a spiritual thing. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. It says, let us not weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Okay? And that's how, brothers that's in around you that's really pushing for this thing, you should especially be mindful and be considerate towards those men. Wherever you have opportunity to do good, man. Because really, that's getting brownie points with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Because they're a vessel of that spirit, man. When you doing good to that man, you being mindful and obedient and charitable, man, the angels is watching that, man. And you can't just do it for show, man, and pretense. Okay? You gotta do it out of a authentic, real nature, man. And that nature has to be cultivated. It's not something that's just here and goes away. It's something that you gotta work at, man. It's something that as you constantly do it, it becomes more of your first-hand nature. Our first-hand nature in this flesh is not to be charitable. Our first-hand nature in this flesh is to be hateful, to be selfish, to be greedy. These are the things that we're putting off, man. When you're putting on that armor and all the attributes of that armor, of that garment, and you work that out amongst the brotherhood. It's more than just reading the Bible and posting it on the internet. It's a way that has to constantly be renewed and established, and it plays out amongst the body. Like we always say, this body is where the seat of judgment rests, man. You can be judged in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai by the way you treat your brother. And it could be something simple, man. It It could be something simple. But the angels is watching. All right? Let me grab one more. This is Hebrews chapter 13. Verse 15, it says, by him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice of praise to the Most High continually. That is, the fruit of our lips giving thanks to his name. But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, the Most High is well pleased. The Most High is well pleased when you do good and you communicate and you active amongst his body, man. It says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves. See, the Jake don't want to submit themselves, man, because they feel corny. They feel like they're being bullied. And if you feel like that way in the body, you really just, it's your selfish nature. Your selfish nature makes you feel that way. And that's why you see a lot of these castaways, man. And they have that mentality, man. Can't tell them nothing. They don't want to submit to being charitable amongst the brotherhood. They're tired of it. They're angry. They feel persecuted when ain't nobody did nothing to you. And the reason why you feel persecuted is because they're flesh, man. The flesh is overcoming your lust and your personal desires. Is overcoming what needs to be done in the spirit. You can't be that way. It says, obey them that have the rule over you and submit yourselves, for they watch over your souls. For they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you. You know? And so we can't allow those things to manifest, man. Don't be no whole ass nigga, man. Alright? Being selfish, being inconsiderate is going off. And it can get you murked. Being that way can get you booted out of here for in one thing. But ultimately, it'll have you judged by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay? So I just wanted to touch in on that, Lord willing. It was edifying, brothers. If y'all have any extra points, please put it down in the comment boards. Call halal Yahweh Shem Yahushua B'Shem Chachadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much peace, love, and salutations to you. I'm out there pushing the word sincerity and truth. Shalom.